Welcome back to another episode of the Beyond the Charts podcast. I am your host, Miriam, aka the Curly Trader, here to help you start your day with purpose and power. I hope you woke up with unwavering faith that what you're working towards is already on its way to you, but please remember, whether you are on or off the charts, it's all about positioning. Step by step, trade by trade, you gotta align yourself to seize these opportunities because success doesn't wait for anyone, and neither should you. It is currently 6:37 a.m. and kinda cold. Fall is here, Costa Mesa, California, and today we are gonna be talking about what winners do differently. And listen, if you've ever wondered what separates those who crush it from those who barely get by, then this episode is for you. We are breaking down the real difference between traders who thrive and traders who just survive. So go grab a snack, a pen and paper, and maybe a warm cup of coffee. And let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so let me just start off by telling you guys a quick story. I promise this is going to tie right back into what we're talking about today, so stick with me. So, a few years ago, I decided to get into gardening. Now, I had no idea what I was doing, but I thought, how hard could this be, right? You just like plant some seeds, water them, and boom, you got tomatoes. My first batch was a complete disaster. Like, I'm talking sad, wilted, what the hell happened here kind of plants, and not a single tomato in sight. And of course, obviously, my first reaction was like, all right, clearly I'm just not a gardening person, right? I started making up all these excuses like the soil isn't right, I didn't have the right seeds, I just don't have a green thumb. Basically, any excuse you can think in the book. But deep down, I knew that there was something I just wasn't admitting to myself, right? Like maybe the problem isn't gardening. Maybe the problem is me. I just had this fixed idea that I wasn't a gardening type. So I wasn't showing up with the effort or the curiosity to actually learn how to grow anything. My mindset was completely wrong. Now, obviously, I know you didn't come here to learn about or hear about gardening, but here's how this ties in. Mindset is everything. This is whether you're growing tomatoes, you're growing a business, or you're growing your wins in the market. If your mindset is off, nothing else is going to work. Now, if you know me personally, or honestly, if you even just read the description of the show, you would know that my motto is how you do one thing is how you do everything. Like if you're sloppy, undisciplined, or half committed, right, in one area of your life, this is going to spill into everything else, especially your trading. And the winners in life get this. They understand this concept. They know that success isn't something that you just turn on and off depending on the day. It is a lifestyle. The discipline and mindset that you bring into one area of your life will show up and bleed into everything else that you do. And here's the thing, before winners even think about strategies or tools when it comes to trading, they are focused on strengthening their mind. Because if your mindset is not locked in, then none of those tools or strategies are going to matter. Like you can't have a disciplined trading mindset while being careless in other areas of your life. If you are skipping the work in your personal life, not taking care of your health, playing video games all the time, wasting your life endlessly scrolling on social media, like all these things are going to reflect in your trading. Honestly think about this for a second, okay? If you are constantly cutting corners in the small stuff, how do you expect to show up fully for the markets? You won't, right? Like some of y'all don't make your bed in the morning or re-rack your weights in the gym and it shows. No, but seriously, like the winners in trading, the winners in life, they know that every little habit stacks up. Every single one. And look, let me actually, you know what? Let me just pause for a moment because I know, I know that there is someone out there listening and feeling a little triggered Yeah, you know who you are. But you know what? That's a good thing. Good. I want you to feel triggered because that means that we are hitting on something that you might need to take a closer look at, right? Like if you're catching yourself listening to this and getting defensive, like, but making my bed doesn't affect my trading or skipping the gym here and there doesn't matter. Like, I'm here to tell you that yes, it does. Because it's not about the bed, it's not about the weights, it's about the discipline, it's about the self respect. Like, when you hold yourself to a standard in the small things, you are telling yourself, I am worth the effort, I am worth showing up for. It's about building trust with yourself, right? Like if you respect yourself enough to follow through on the small promises, like getting up, making your bed, keeping your space tidy, right? That same self respect will show up when it's time to keep your promises in trading. Feel me? Again, how you do the small things is a direct reflection of how you handle the big things. If you are cutting corners in the little mundane parts of your life, that mindset is going to bleed into the way that you trade. It shows up in how you approach risk management. It shows up in how you stick to your strategy, how you handle emotions, all these things, right? Because let's be real, right? Like if you're skipping the small, boring tasks, you're likely skipping the quote, boring, but honestly essential work in your trading strategies too. Maybe you're not, journaling your trades or you're ignoring a pre-market setup or pre-market prep because you think it's not exciting enough. But the winners in life, the winners in trading, they thrive in those details. So I want to get back into mindset a little bit here because I want to talk about it in a little more detail. When we talk about mindset, there are two types of mindset that I want to focus on. There is the growth mindset and there is the fixed mindset. Let's talk about the fixed mindset first. So, people with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities are set in stone. Okay. They think that they're either good at something or they're not. And if something is hard, it's just not meant for them. And that is a major trap when it comes to trading. Like, if you think you're just bad at trading because you've taken a few losses, like you're already, and I hate to say this, but you're already on your way to failure. Now, let's flip that. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities can actually be developed through hard work, dedication, and just showing up. Like they really understand that challenges are part of the process and they lean into those challenges instead of running away from them. These people who I consider the winners, they treat every loss or setback in trading as just another opportunity to improve. They don't take it personally, they actually take it as feedback. Okay. Like I remember when I first started trading, I was riding high off some quick wins. Honestly, I was feeling invincible. Like I talked about this a little bit in my last episode, but I really thought I had the markets figured out. Your girl was on cloud 9. But let me tell you, okay, it did not take long for the markets to humble me. The losses started adding up, and when that happened, I realized, damn, like I really don't know nearly as much as I thought. And for a while, I let my ego take the driver's seat. I was not learning from those losses. But the moment that I shifted my mindset and embraced the fact that I just had to keep growing, everything changed for me. I stopped taking losses personally and I started really just seeing them as part of my learning curve. And that is the growth mindset that winners really carry into everything, not just trading, but in life, right? They're always looking for ways to improve, whether it's in their fitness, their relationships, or their health or financial health, right? So here is your little homework prompt. Yes, I give homework on this podcast. But seriously, I want you to ask yourself this: where in my life am I fixed in my thinking? And maybe you've already decided that you're bad at something and it's not worth the effort. Or maybe you've gotten a little too comfortable and stopped pushing for growth in areas outside of trading. But here's the reality: if you are avoiding growth in one area, it's showing up in others too, especially in your trading. And that's why winners constantly push themselves to grow in every area of their life. It doesn't even have to be a lot, it's just 1% every single day. And a lot of times, like when we talk about mindset, right? People talk about, oh, you just got to manifest it. You have to manifest it. And it's not just about like the thoughts in your head. It's not just about having the right mindset. It's about backing that mindset up with action, right? I say this in my intro. You got to put yourself in the position to get what you want in life. Okay? Winners are consistent. They know that success isn't just built on these flashy wins, right? It's actually built on the small daily habits that a lot of people overlook. And let's be real, a lot of people can't stay consistent when it gets boring. Trading isn't supposed to feel like a constant adrenaline rush, okay? Winners stick to their strategies, their game plans, their rules, and they stay disciplined no matter what. And again, I'm going to keep saying this, but it goes beyond trading. Like, how are you setting up your day? How are you preparing yourself before you even sit down to trade? These aren't just small details, they're everything. And for the winners in life, it's really like a ritual. From reviewing the markets the night before to having a pre-game plan to journaling their trades every day, is like they are consistent with it. They show up. They do the boring work that builds success over time. If you don't have a daily routine that sets you up to win, honestly, you're already behind. I'm going to set it straight. Like if you're not checking the markets, reviewing your trades, managing your emotions, this, that, and the third, before the day even starts, you're winging it. Winners, they don't wing it. They create systems that support them. Like how you manage your morning, handle stress, take care of yourself, it all affects your trading. So that brings us to the next thing that really sets winners apart, and that is resilience. Trading isn't just about skill. It's not just about knowing the markets. It's about how well you handle getting knocked on your ass and still getting back up, ready to go another round. The reality is you will lose trades. It's inevitable. You're going to lose. You're going to have bad days, bad weeks, bad months, right? And that's where the difference between winners and everyone else becomes crystal clear. Winners don't let those losses define them. They get back up and they get back up stronger. You guys know that scene in Rocky, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about, where he is just getting absolutely wrecked in the ring. Like homeboy is getting his ass handed to him. Poor guy is catching hands left and right, right? And Apollo's over here looking at him like, damn, bro, are you not done? But what does Rocky do? He just keeps getting back up and back up. And the entire time you're sitting there watching like, how is this man still standing? He can't even see, his eyes are so puffy. But that is resilience, right? Every time he's getting just pounded down, he is not just getting up for the fun of it. He is learning, he is adapting, he is figuring out Apollo's game. And that's the difference. And in trading, you have to do the same exact thing. You have to take those losses, no doubt about it. But the winners don't just keep doing the same thing, hoping for a different outcome. I'm pretty sure that's called insanity. They take those hits, they learn from them, and they adjust every single time. Now, here's where you need to check yourself. You need to ask yourself, how many times have I had a losing trade and just said, ugh, stupid market, or blamed it on bad luck, right? I know, we've all been there. But I'm going to tell you something. Winners don't do that. Winners take full responsibility. They don't just sit around blaming the market or whining about their losses. They are over here asking, what can I learn from this? Where did I mess up? How do I avoid this next time? If you want to win, you have to stop avoiding the tough stuff. You have to lean into the discomfort. If you're only doing what feels safe or easy, guess what? You're not even growing, period. And I get it. I know. I know that building resilience sounds all nice and motivational, right? But in reality, it's hard as hell. It's so hard. It's natural to want to avoid pain. It's natural to want to avoid change, right? No one wants to take losses. No one wants to fail or feel like a failure. But let's be real, you cannot grow if you're always running from discomfort. You can't get better as a trader if you are not willing to face your mistakes head on and learn from them. I'm gonna give you some of my own little tea, okay? There was a point where I was like Rocky, okay? I was getting destroyed in my trades. This actually wasn't too long ago. This was like about a year and a half, 2 years ago now. Loss after loss. I was just taking the hits. And there was a point where I started blaming the markets. And I started feeling like I just wasn't learning. I wasn't moving. I wasn't growing. I wasn't adapting. And I felt stuck. And then one day it just hit me. I decided to stop making excuses and digging into what was really going wrong, right? And what I found out was it was really a combination of me over trading. I was chasing setups that honestly weren't even there. I was really letting my emotions run the show, and it was just this compounding effect. So I got serious with myself, and really I just got sick of my own bullshit, and I tightened up my game. I got really selective with my trades. I stuck to my rules, and honestly, everything started to turn around. That's where I found the resilience. And that's where I found the adaptability. So I'm going to give you another set of homework. Yes, I know. There's a lot of homework in this episode, so be ready. I told you, bring a pen and paper. So I want you to think about this, okay? Where in your life are you avoiding discomfort? Seriously, take a minute to think about it. Is it in your trading? Is it in your health? Is it in your relationships? How you handle discomfort in one area will definitely show up in the others. And if you're quitting when things get tough in that one area, trust me, you are going to quit when things get tough in trading. Because guess what? Things will get tough. But the good news is you can build resilience. You can train yourself to push through, to adapt, to keep learning. Okay? Winners are not just born. They don't just come out of their mother's womb like, I'm a winner. Only in America. If anyone gets that, shout out to you. Anyways, moving on. You can make yourself a winner by just showing up, right? By just learning from your mistakes and honestly just refusing to quit. All right. So we talked about resilience, we talked about adaptability, but now it's time to dive in to the final thing that really separates winners from the rest. And that, my friends, is commitment to mastery. This one is a game changer. Okay. Because winners in life, they don't just dabble in things. Okay. They don't just play around at 50% effort and hope for 100% results, right? They fully commit, okay? They know that being good enough is not enough. And they're really in it to master their craft, okay? Think about like learning a new musical instrument, right? Let's say the guitar, okay? Imagine someone who picks up the guitar every once in a while and they just, pluck a few strings here and there, play a couple notes, and then they just call it a day. Like, sure, I guess you can say that they're on their way to learning a few songs eventually, right? But are they ever going to be really good at it? Probably not. because they're just dabbling, right? They're not committing to it. They're just mediocre at it. Now, compare that to someone who practices every single day, rain or shine, good mood or bad mood. They are putting up the work, they are showing up. They are building the calluses on their fingers. They are playing the same chords over and over and over again and then till they can do it in their sleep. That is the person who is going to master the guitar. That is the one who's going to turn around one day and think, damn, I'm actually pretty good at this. And the same thing goes for trading. Like, you can't just show up when you feel like it, right? You can't just half commit to your strategy and expect to win constantly, right? Winners, they commit to their craft with everything. They constantly study, learn, adapt, refine their approach. They really, honestly, they treat trading like a business. It's not a hobby. And the thing about commitment, commitment's not really like this sexy thing. It's really not glamorous, right? Like, it's the boring stuff. It's doing the same routine, the same prep, the same analysis, even when it feels repetitive. But that's actually where the magic happens. That's where you stop being average, you stop being mediocre, and you start moving towards mastery. And mastery is not just like this pit stop or this destination, right? It's a process. There is no finish line where you get to say, "All right, I'm good. I'm a master now. I can stop learning." No, it does not stop. Like, someone who is really good at their craft, really good at what they do, and they're sitting at the top of their game, they're still asking themselves, how can I improve? What can I tweak? How do I continuously get better at this? There's no ceiling. There's no, cap at growth, at becoming great. It's kind of like, how some people approach fitness, right? There's some people that they sign up for the gym, and this is mostly like the New Year's resolutioners, right? They sign up for the gym, they hit it hard for a few weeks, they get super excited, right? But then as soon as they see like a little bit of progress, then they start to slack off. They might skip a workout here and there, and now there's a whole week missed, right? And next thing you know, they're back at square one, wondering, damn, how did I get here? Like, if you really want to be great at a craft like trading, you can't skip the work just because you've seen a little bit of success. Consistency after success is what will keep you winning. Winners keep showing up, even when it's tough, even when they don't feel like it, because they know that mastery doesn't come from just doing it sometimes, right? It comes from showing up all the time. And I know what some of y'all are thinking. I know, like, Miriam, how do I stay committed when things get boring or when I'm not seeing results right away? I get it. It's not always easy. And there are areas in my life where I'm kind of struggling with this. But winners really focus on the long game. They understand that, again, success it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? So here's what I want you to do, okay? I want you to take a look at your commitment level, right? Like, are you really committed to mastering trading? And be honest with yourself. That no one's judging you. No one's going to see this, okay? Just be honest with yourself. Are you really committed to mastering trading, or are you just dabbling when it's convenient? Are you really putting in the time? Are you really doing the research? Are you reviewing your trades? Are you adjusting your strategy? Or are you just hoping that things will magically work out without putting in the effort? And I'm going to go off a little tangent here and just add to that. What is your why? Why did you start trading? And don't say, "Oh, because I want to make money." No. Why? Why? Okay, but why do you want to make money? Why specifically did you choose trading to make money? What are you making the money for? Who are you making the money for? What is this money going to help you achieve in life? Because I'll be honest with you, if you're only half committed, you're going to get half baked results. You cannot expect to win big if you are not willing to go all in. Bars. Winners don't just hope for success, they prepare for it, they work for it, and they show up every damn day no matter what. Can I get an amen? So, your final homework, I know. Last piece of homework, I promise. Are you ready? Okay. So, I want you to take just one thing that you learned today, whether it is building resilience, committing to your daily habits, or challenging your mindset. Okay. And I want you to apply it right now, not tomorrow, not next week, today. And start small. Like, start small if you have to. Okay. But just start. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Beyond the Charts. If you found this podcast helpful, please help me by subscribing and sharing it with a friend so I can continue to provide more value to you. I am Miriam, your host, reminding you to look beyond the charts and envision your extraordinary potential. Until next time, go be great.